Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chris Don't Miss here. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be making a melodic guitar type beat. I've been playing guitar for about 15 or 16 years now, so we're going to be utilizing some live guitars here on this beat. And if you're a beginner to intermediate, even advanced guitarist, this is going to be a great tutorial for you to show you how you can make your own melodic guitar type beats, and I can show you a lot of cool techniques. So let's get right into the video. Thanks. Alright guys, so once you're in FL Studios, obviously you need to connect your guitar to your interface. So I'm going to show you guys how I have my electric guitar rigged up here. So here's my electric guitar, or whatever you're using. If you're using acoustic electric, that works too. So obviously you need a guitar cable that plugs into your guitar, and then you need to plug that guitar cable into the input inside your interface. So you'll have one or two, maybe three or four inputs inside your audio interface, and you want to plug it into whichever one you want to be using. I normally just plug it in plug-in unit number 1, and there'll be a button where it says line or instrument, and you want that on the instrument tab, and you want the gain about halfway up, sometimes maybe 3/4 the way up. I normally stay within halfway range. So once you plug in your guitar into your interface, you want to go over to the mixer tab right here in FL Studios or whatever you're using, and then you want to route your guitar input to a track. So you would click a track, you go right here on the top of the mixer where it says input 1 right here, click that, and then you want to be recording on the input that you plugged your electric guitar into to the interface. So I'm on input 1, and you always want to make sure you click mono input, because you're going to be recording in mono, not stereo. And as well, you want to put the output so it's coming out of your output 1 and 2, which is your audio interface and your studio monitors if you have monitors connected. So that's the first step that I normally or always will do if I'm using my guitar, obviously, is to make sure it's plugged in and running in FL. So you can see that. And second step is you definitely want to check your levels. You want to check to see, just play one simple chord and just see, as you got to make sure it's not, in the red or anything like that. You definitely want to keep it up at 0, and you want to adjust the volume knob on your guitar and your acoustic electric guitar, so that you want to adjust that volume knob so the where the volume is at the mixer, it's not really high up. You want to make it, I like to keep it somewhat around that range in the middle, maybe almost to the middle, and that gives me more room if I need to turn it down or turn up a little bit. First you want to go through the default settings, and in order to connect your guitar, make sure the levels are right. So first you want to do those first couple steps, and then obviously you want to find a BPM that you're working in. I've been playing guitar for about 16 years now, so for you beginner guys and stuff, I would say just learn some basic chord shapes, like basic bar chord shapes like this, basic bar chord shapes, minor chord shapes, and you can just move around the fretboard and just find different patterns that work. And this is the melody that we're going to be playing today. This is utilizing just basic minor chords, and just figure out different rhythms that you like, play something that you like. I played this. So that's the melody we're going to be utilizing today. And I found out that chord progression just by knowing my chord shapes and just moving around the fretboard and just finding what works. Let's go ahead and lay that down and begin the melody. That'll just be the basic for starting the melody. And for you intermediate to advanced players, those are the chords I played here is a bar chord on the 7th fret starting on the A string with just my ring finger, my pinky on the 9th frets of the G and D string, and then I have my middle finger on the B on the 8th fret of the B string. Basic minor chord shape, move to another chord on the 5th fret, bar chord starting on the A string, and then I bar the 7th frets on the D, G, and B string. Those are the two chord shapes that I'm using here on this progression. And it slides up the bar chord shape, the minor shape, up on the 2nd fret of the A string, barring that. And then utilizing the 2nd chord shape again on the 3rd fret, barred on the A string, and my ring finger is barring the 5th fret on the G, or the D, G, and B string. So this is the progression. So now let's go ahead and lay that little lick down that I had going. So I went ahead and played it for 16 bars. Normally don't do that, but I sometimes do that actually to give it more of a realistic feel, so it's not exactly the same 8-bar instrumentation playing over and over again. So keep that in mind when you're making guitar samples, is make it 16 bars instead of 8 and just keep on playing it so it sounds more realistic in the song in general. Okay, now that we got the main guitar bass melody down, now I'm gonna open up Analog Labs. Got some real nice pads and kits in there. Got some nice sound banks from Lifestyle Made It. He has some awesome videos as well. So I'm going to start with just a simple piano right now. So I'm going to start with the simple piano right now inside of Analog Lab, and just to get the key, just the sound of the notes, so I know exactly what I'm playing. So in order to find the exact chords and how to make keys from your guitar sample, you want to double click it, the sample or the audio, edit in the audio editor, this flag thing right here. You want to click detect pitch regions. So right here is the notes of the chords that I'm playing. So it's E, D, B, C. So it's E, D, B, C. I figured that out because you just listen to the sample and you find what the root notes, that the chords that you're hitting. So if you were just playing chords and you weren't playing individual notes on the root note like I just did on this progression, then it would still say, an E chord or whatever. It would still say the start of the note right here. D, B, C. E, D, B, and then C right there. So those are the notes that I want to put for my root notes. Let's double check what it was again. Go here, go here. It was E, D, B, and C. E, D, B, C. So we're going to place that on the piano here. E. Sounds right too. D. B. C. So those are the root notes that you want for your pad or keys, whatever. So in order to build the chords from it, so minor chords or major chords, they're either going to be in steps of 3 or 2. So let's figure out which one this is. So I'll show you what I mean. So it's 1, 2, I think it's there. See, that sounds good together. That doesn't really sound good. So it's 2, and if it's the first note is 2 up, then you want to count 1, 2, 3, and place it after the third one. So that's how you build chords. It's either going to be 2 spaces and then place, and then 3 place, or sometimes it's 3 place and then 2 place. So this is 2 and 3. So let's build this chord. Right away you can just tell that's going to be 3, because that doesn't sound good coming from. Doesn't sound good. This sounds good. Or I mean that F sharp. So it's because this is 3 up, I know it has to be 2 up from there. So 1, 2. So let's play those chords. Oh, that's fire. So now we're going to build this one using the same method. So that's 2, 3. We're going to build this one up. So we're going to bring these root notes down. So, yep, that's the first step. Sorry, so the first step would be obviously build the chords. So now we're going to hold shift and right click and bring all these root notes down. And we're going to move over to the drawing tool, hold shift, click on it, and then hold control and command down arrow, and it'll bring the root notes a step down. So what we're doing now is just advancing the chords. So we're just making the chords sound bigger. So now we're going to take the middle note of each chord like that, and we're going to bring that up 1 octave. So highlight them all, and then control, command, and arrow up if you're on Mac. If you're on Windows, it's basically the same thing. It's just a little bit different, but Mac is control and command, then up arrow or down arrow to make it an octave up or down. See that? So we expanded the chord there. And another one we can do to expand the chord is from the root notes, highlight the root notes, shift, click, and then hold shift, and then advance each root note up 7 notes. This works for every single chord. Doesn't really matter if it's a minor or major chord. Any chord it'll work with from the root notes. So hold shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just testing something out. So it sounds like the guitar isn't really on time. So what I'm gonna do is make it on time, and I'll show you guys how to do that once you plug in your guitar and you record something and you want it hitting perfectly on time. So you're going to right click the sample here on this little waveform right here, right click, time warp sample, and this is how you get it all on time. So you see here how it's not on the grid lines right here directly. So you're going to push that over, you want to listen to it, and you want to mute the sample right here and press this chain, turn that green item off right here. And then you want to make sure you have a new time activated right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the metronome on right here and play this, and now it commands this, and you'll hear the metronome playing in the background as you try to get everything on time. So while this metronome is playing, I'm moving these notches over to match where it's supposed to go. You see how this one's a little bit off, so it needs to go right there on the 2. So I'm pushing that over while listening to the metronome at the same time to make sure that it's all on time. Okay, so I managed to get it all on time. Once you got it all on time, it's good to go. You want to click this tool right here, send to playlist. It says right here in the top left. So you want to click that. It'll send the audio to the playlist. So that right there is our new audio right there. And now we're going to put it on the same channel as the input that has guitar rig on it. So that's should be on time now. I think that has some detuned features in the piano. Switch that to a pad there. That sounds a lot better. So now we're gonna throw in. What are we gonna throw in? We're gonna throw in a sub bass. So we're gonna pull up Analog Lab again. Go back to these banks. Whatever bank you use. You just want to discover within Analog Lab and go to sub basses and use a sub bass that you like. Before I bought these packs from online, I used this sub bass a lot. It's called Dub Sub on Analog Lab 3, or it's 5, Analog Lab 5. So this sub bass is pretty good for hip hop stuff. I recommend using that a lot if you don't have any paid for packs that sound, really good out the box. I'm gonna use this bass right here. So now it's the same thing. You just want to grab the root notes. So you want to grab these root notes here, E, D, B, and C. So you want to grab the root notes, copy those, Command C, and then you want to paste them on top of the piano roll of where you have your bass. And those are the root notes of the bass. That's the root notes of the song. So that goes on the bass. Another melody I could do, so I might just do it with the flute though, but let's try to put it on guitar first and see what it sounds like. Go ahead and keep that. There you go. So that's another top line melody I put down there. Let's listen to it all together now. The track on there so it can have its own thing on the mixer like that. Oh, that's on 5 already. Yep, so I have to move this one. So once I start adding in more guitar tracks, what's always good to do is, obviously you started on guitar rig here. So I'm going to save this preset. Oh, this is already the basic preset. So I'm going to delete this from here. I'm going to highlight all of my guitar tracks, which is these ones. Gonna highlight them all by clicking Command and Shift and selecting, and then you're gonna right click a random track and you want to click route to this track only, this option right here, route to this track only, and then on the track that you did that at, you want to put guitar rig on again, and then now guitar rig is going to affect both of the plugins together. So guitar rig, and then put a fruity EQ too, to put an EQ on there. Gonna pick a preset that I already have here. Modulation on there. Hey, that's fire. I like that. That's in, if you have guitar rig, it's on Choral. It's called Night Mood. That is dope. Maybe increase the voices on it, maybe 1.5. Delete this one. This is the one I played before I perfected it and I got to this version, so I'm going to delete that. Hey, that is dope, dude. Push all this up so it's all organized. Usually I add vocals on top too, like a vocal sample that I found, but I think it's good the way it is. You know, you don't want to add too many sounds. Alright guys, so awesome. So that's how, you know, I create my guitar type samples. So this is only part 1 of the video, so I'm gonna release a part 2 showing me doing the drums on this beat as well. So yep, thank you guys so much for watching. But yep, after I do you know, the loop up to 16 bars, you know, you can just kind of arrange it wherever you want to. So after this 16 bars, I think I'm just gonna chop this one up, half it, so I can take this. So for the verse section, I'll probably just whatever. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. That's, you know, how you create a guitar sample, a guitar loop. You know, you got the keys, whatever, a pad in the back, you got the main guitar sample, you got the bass, you got top line melody. We can put in a vocal here if we want, but I think this is fire as it is. But once I start putting in the drums, you know, I probably might catch a different vibe. But yep, this is only part 1 of this video sector, so I'm going to be releasing a part 2 of this video topic coming up. I'm going to be showing you guys, you know, mixing, arrangement. We're going to be putting the drums on this loop as well to show you guys how I do my drums. I'll show you guys some pretty good techniques. So yep, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next video. This is only part 1 of this video, so I'll see you guys on part 2 where we're doing the drums. Thanks, peace.